many moons ago, whenever this was all orange gold.
So, yeah, what he said.
Dude, I'm really impressed with that, actually.
Back when this was all orange groves.
This bike has been through this so many times.
Nobody said pistons would look like this.
We beat the shit out of this bike.
Undo what we've done, and we're going to redo what we...
Hey, we're filming here.
Shut it up.
What's up, Blockhead? Welcome to today's episode where Chris is not appreciating my enthusiasm.
Nobody said that.
I felt it, bro. I felt it. Alright guys, so today we are working on Goldzilla. If you guys don't know what Goldzilla is, it is my 2020 Harley-Davidson Lowrider S that I have done SU fairing on. We've also got a 131 cubic inch Milwaukee 8 in it with a S&S 590 cam, a very high lift cam. We've got our upper Guardian kit. We've got
upgraded cam chest. We have the Guardian kit up top. Roller rockers, right?
Roller
yeah,
rockers,
we got roller rockers.
Custom tune in our dyno room over there.
Yep. Custom tunes over and over and over on this thing.
By Sick Wide Glide, 26-year master level technician. If you guys aren't following him, be sure to go give him a follow at Sick Wide Glide.
It's creepy. Don't follow.
Follow him on Instagram and in real life.
This thing's been through, I don't know, what, 5 different exhausts in the last month. So now we're gonna put heads on it.
So yeah, to update you guys, this is the bike that we started kind of working on for science.
For science.
If you guys want to scoop up a yeah horsepower science t-shirt though, check it out right there. A link down in the description below. Originally started working on this bike. I rode, this is before Chris and I really knew each other. I rode a 131 in a road glide. The entire test ride video was me giggling. So naturally I wanted one, but Harley-Davidson hadn't made a 131 for the soft tail yet. Chris here said, we can do it. Do you want to do it? I said, yeah. So that's kind of where it started.
Reasons outside of our control, we didn't get to do what we wanted when we wanted to do it. So we waited until it was available for retail purchase. We got the street legal Screaming Eagle 131 kit, installed it as is, and then we've built it from there.
We actually had the engine installed before Harley-Davidson released the tune for it even. Once we installed it and we did a video on it, we were like, okay, well, like, what's next? What else can we do to get more power out of this engine? And so that's kind of where the for science thing started. So we started different tuner, different cam, and then we did like a couple other components, different exhaust. We've been through like 4 or 5 exhausts for an exhaust shootout. Gonna be continuing those on various other bikes as well. The latest that we did was the D&D. What we're finding is that all the exhausts are kind of performing right about the same level, and so next thing we're gonna throw at it is the heads. These, as you guys can see, are done up a bit more. We'll show you guys the stock ones whenever we pull the stock ones. The Screaming Eagle ones whenever we pull it off, just for like a side-by-side comparison.
They are +2 valves, so they're 2 millimeters oversized, both intake and exhaust. Zippers are the guys that did these heads for us.
The heads were specifically made for the S&S 590 cam, right?
Correct, with the Screaming Eagle 131 pistons.
Cool. Also forgot to mention another performance thing that we did add during this whole build science episodes was the horsepower Inc. tunnel ram intake throttle body.
Did that improve?
It did give us more power. So beforehand the throttle was it felt like very off on, whereas after that it was much more usable in the bottom end, and that, you know, the range that you ride. So it made me actually want to ride the bike more, which was good, because otherwise it was just pissed off all the time. It's still pissed off, but like you can actually ride it in those lower RPMs now, which is nice. We do have something that's just purely cosmetic, but we got these aftermarket covers, which look like the top of a shovel. Not actually a shovel, guys. We're not doing a shovel head conversion. It's just the covers. Just a little something different that we're gonna try out, make it look a little different. That'll look pretty cool with those on there. It's not a how-to video, so we're not gonna do step-by-step on how to change heads. If it is a service that you guys are interested in though, it is something that we do here in the Blockhead garage. We contact the companies to specifically make, you know, the heads cut for your motorcycle. Go to blockheadgarage.com if you guys want to get on the calendar for service and all this stuff. I'll put you in touch with Justin, and then we'll go from there. What's the game plan here?
At this point, let's take it apart, undo what we've done, and we're going to redo what we...
Dude, this bike has been through this shit so many times.
Yeah.
I almost feel sorry for it at this point.
It's, you know, this thing has spent more dyno time than 100 of my customers' bikes.
Yeah, we beat the shit out of this bike.
To be honest with you, I'm a little leery on taking it apart because then we might actually find something that we didn't know was
It
happening.
runs great. Last trip I went on down to the Keys, totally fine. Montage time?
You know, that's my favorite time.
Hooray! In an episode a while back, whenever we first started working on Goldzilla, one of the things that we were trying to do was to run ethanol free. We were going to do ethanol free to see what the pistons look like. I probably went a year using ethanol free. Unfortunately, it's unrealistic to try to always use ethanol free gas because it's not as easily accessible. I've taken this bike, you know, down to the Keys and back, you know, Daytona and back, like northern Georgia and back, you know, quite a few places with it, and it's just impossible to always find ethanol free gas. It was more limiting, unfortunately, but it is a study that we wanted to do. Maybe it's something we can do in the future, but it just wasn't realistic. It wasn't possible to actually do it, unfortunately. I did run it for a while though with ethanol free gas. So at this point, we're going to remove the heads. We're going to see what the pistons look like.
How many thousands of miles now? 12 since we did this?
We haven't removed the heads yet. We haven't seen the pistons, so you guys are going to see it as we do.
What do you see in there?
Oh, it looks pretty clean to me.
It looks like a piston, doesn't it? Ready for this one?
I can't see in the angle that you guys can because I just like shoved the camera in there, but it looks pretty clean to me.
Okay, you want to check this one?
What?
Ready?
Yeah.
Looks real clean.
Like real clean.
Other than the little bit of we just got falling in there, but we'll clean that out. Got a little vacuum to get that out of there. Yeah, those look great, actually.
Dude, I'm really impressed with that, actually.
We'll take a look at the skirts and we'll probably lightly ball hone those cylinders before we put them back in, but nothing major. And we'll measure, make sure our clearances are good.
I mean, I've seen bikes with like 1,000 miles that we've removed the heads and jugs be way dirtier. So the fact that those are that clean.
Spent a lot of time without ethanol. Plus you also ran, what were you running, that Sunoco, the race gas?
Yeah.
What was that?
110 octane Raptor juice, fresh squeeze Raptors.
There you go. That's another reason. Raptor juice?
Raptor juice, yeah.
Runs
we're
very efficient.
We were doing 110 octane leaded, actually, race gas. It smells great. Highly recommend. So these are like one-use gaskets too, right? So.
Oh yeah.
Anytime you guys do this, always replace the gaskets.
Do you think that's reusable?
Hell no.
You know, we take it for granted, but there might be people out there that are like, well, what the hell does a new one look like? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a new one.
There's no squish left in those.
This is a used one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Once compressed, this is a 30,000 head gasket. This is a 40,000 head gasket. So we're dropping 10,000s by going with this one this time. I think our base gasket is 10,000s, and I want to say that those are 20, but I'm not 100% on that, so we'll measure. But we're just going to squish our combustion chamber a little bit more and gain just a smidge more compression out of it.
Crazy to think that all those like gaskets in between, you know, they add up. That's why, you know, this guy, 26-year master level tech, gets paid the big bucks.
Yeah, what he said.
Ain't none of that gonna fall in there. What you think about that for 13,000?
13,000? That's pretty good.
Legit, like I've shown you guys in videos, pistons that have way less mileage with lots more carbon buildup. All right, so these are from a
Lowrider ST. That is a 2,000 mile piston from California. 13,000 mile piston from Florida and the southeast. There you go, countrywide, people. Considering this only has 2,000, do this every 2,000, add somewhat similar amounts. It'll start crystallizing on the edges after a while.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that is a big difference.
Yeah, that's huge.
If I do say so myself.
Working with a YouTuber.
Thumbnail. Nobody said pistons would look like this.
He's even doing the titles now.
Harley-Davidson would be upset if they found this out.
You're on a roll, keep going.
Dude, we got this. We got this.
So yeah, we're comparing valve size at this point. So this is a head from Screaming Eagle 131 kit. This is the Zippers performance heads with yeah, new valves, titanium valve springs, and then a stock head.
398586. It's like right on the cusp. So that's stock. If we round up and say that's 40, that would be 2 overstock.
Right.
So that's accurate. That's +2. This we measured at 41, so that would be +1. Exhaust, yeah, 32. So 32, 33, and 33. So +2, +1, +1, +1. Now, if you look in the ports, here's what's significantly different. Let's flip these around to the clean side so you can. So we're 1.9. We're 1.9 on the Screaming Eagle as well. At our largest, 194. We are larger.
All right, so that's the Zippers.
Screaming Beagle.
Screaming Bagel. And stock.
If you notice here, this is actually the ridge line, and then it kind of starts to fall in like a hill, like a rolling hill. This one, see your ridge line, and then it just cuts off. So what they've done is they've brought that edge all the way into here. So if you just drew a straight line straight across here, that's what they did here. You can kind of see the distance from the valve.
Oh yeah.
The edge, the tulip of the valve here, to the edge of that. So you can kind of see that they built that in considerably. They also built in these edges here. And this may not seem like a whole lot, but this edge is rounded a little bit. That's area for air to exist in. All these little round edges and areas is extra space for air. So when you sharpen your edges and you really minimalize that, you control that combustion chamber much better. This also is going to increase our compression. Stock cut here, Screaming Eagle cut, zippers.
Hey, we're filming here.
Shut it up.
Should we compare exhaust to?
You can. I love how it's upside down, so the suspense is killing all of us.
Ooh, right. Can't see the number.
So 156. This one feels like it's a little larger. 1.6. This is right at 1.6 1/4. Small, bigger, biggest.
Tall, grande, venti.
Tall is large, and grande is Spanish for large. Venti's the only one that doesn't mean large. It's also the only one that's Italian. Congratulations, you're stupid in 3 languages.
There it is, people. That's it in a nutshell. I don't have a nutshell, but I wish I had one. I could just hold it.
Justin,
Justin,
edit
insert
a nutshell right there.
please. That's it in a nutshell. Ready?
All right, well, we have discovered something with the pistons and the rings on Goldzilla.
Well, if you look at the front cylinder, it has no obvious scoring or scarring.
So this is the front cylinder. Not looking bad. However, we found that the piston ring was broken. This piece was sticking out like this. It was still setting in the piston. It was just not setting correctly after we took off the cylinders. So I'm thinking the cylinders were obviously holding the ring still.
So this looks like maybe part of it got jammed here. There's a little mess right there. There's another little nick on the other side. So it looks like it's been broken maybe for a minute.
So we reassembled as much of it as we could here. It's pretty much how the piston ring would sit. And no matter how I put it back together, it looks like we're missing a little chunk of it. Which means it probably went into the case, which Chris is looking for right now.
Eventually.
Good news, Vinny ended up finding the extra piece of the ring. So we are whole now. No chunk of metal just floating around in the case, which is good. And the ring was actually on the side of the case because whenever we did remove the jugs or the cylinders, as you guys saw, the pistons were sitting kind of flush with the case, so they weren't up enough to fall in them. Crisis averted. All right, guys, so the heads are on Goldzilla. For you guys, it's been like this.
full disclosure, it's been a couple months. It's been a minute.
Been a while.
We have multiple projects happening and multiple things happening on the same bike. As you guys will notice, these are on.
So we're finally getting back to wrapping up the heads video because there's a couple other things that we want to do after this that require us putting an ending on this video so that you guys are basically up to speed so that we have that baseline set right here. But we're not talking about that in this episode. Future, upcoming, prototype thing we've been working on.
Teaser.
Kind of mentioned it previously. In going over the heads, we did get the dyno tuning done, and we're gonna
have to walk in there for that.
Got to pull up in the dyno room. So Chris doesn't seem super excited, so I'm kind of.
I mean, when you
like I said, Chris doesn't seem super excited.
Yeah. Here's our netted difference. Looking at what we're looking at, we gained what, 6, 5.
That's pretty good. Like, you weren't excited about that? I'd say that's pretty decent.
That's
I mean, look, that's a. I mean, look at the difference in the cleanliness of the line.
Yeah. For sure.
It's not even like a bump that like...
No, it's everywhere.
Yeah, it's a constant... The bike is definitely getting more air.
How did it feel?
Much snappier.
And now this is HPIs, so this is HPI to HPI. I'm using that final pull versus the headwork with HPI's final pull because this is what we tuned with. If you see or thought I was disappointed, it's only because
it's just
we
been
did
so
this
long.
setup so long ago.
Yeah.
And we weren't even fully prepared for what all was coming out on the market or any of that. So
just to let you guys know why it's taken us so long, one of the things that happens here at Blockhead Garage is we have customers.
This building happened.
Yeah, we built this whole place literally, like, except for the actual like warehouse and the center block and the floor. Built everything like ground up. So we've gotten pretty busy. We also put our customers before our own stuff, which I think is the right thing to do, right? Because we want to be able to serve the community in a timely manner.
It's a balance.
Yeah.
It's a balance.
So it has taken us a while to get these on here, but they are on, and yeah, I mean, we're seeing, you know, beforehand 147.66, afterwards 151.06 horse, and then torque we're looking at 152.91 before, 156.47 after. That's a decent bump, I think, with like probably a little bit better like tuning conditions. You know, whenever I was riding it, it felt like more than that. I will definitely tell you that the butt dyno felt more. How much were these to get the heads done? They were pretty expensive, right?
We'd have to go back in time, but it's right around 2,000. This is my disclaimer. I want to say this before you say what you want to say. These heads were cut for a 590 cam before the 590 cam was on the market. So that's how long ago this was done. And this was also done for Flow Dynamics 2.5 years ago.
Right.
Not for now. Not for an HPI 70mm tunnel ram.
So you're saying we should take that and send the heads back
potentially,
and then re-get them done and then re-put them on here.
Potentially.
Because yeah, they are definitely they were built for a system that we don't currently still have on there. Yeah, there you go, guys. That's the power, and from here we're continuing on with the next modification, and we'll show you guys the power of that. So that's going to be a pretty big announcement for us. We just wanted to wrap this one up, show you guys the difference before and after. I will tell you though, like I said, the seat dyno, huge difference. I know it doesn't look like huge difference here, but the seat dyno, it feels so much snappier. Anyways, is it worth it? That's up to you guys. It's up to you and your wallet. The price, power per dollar, you're definitely like reaching that upper threshold of how much more are we going to squeeze out of this engine.
We can definitely get more out of this, but at this point it becomes weight, mass, rotating mass,
yeah,
things like that.
We're also going to try E85, right?
Oh yeah, we have thrown that around a few times, so I think that would probably be great to do on this.
Chris is wearing the perfect shirt for this. Blockhead Laboratories. The one that we have available in the store says, F yeah, horsepower science. So we do a lot of stuff for science here. So we're trying to get those baselines so that we can show you guys bang for your buck, you know, horsepower, torque for the amount that you spend. I think between now and then we've gotten like, how many builds out?
We have this other content teaser now as well. Can we show this one yet? Because that's sexy.
I mean, we're going to do a dedicated episode on it, but this one's finally coming together. You guys haven't seen anything on this, but there's the episode on the heads. We're going to continue to try to get maximum power out of this thing, naturally aspirated. The next step, like I said, is this prototype piece that we have in this box right here. The horsepower research continues. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode though. If you did, do me a favor. Hit the like button, lets YouTube know that we're doing a good job. If you guys aren't subscribed, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon so it sends notifications of future uploads and activity. Until next time, ride safe, stay vigilant. Oh yeah, go follow Chris at Sick White Glide. And yeah, catch you guys in the next one.